Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody tonight? Hello, Alex. Hello, Ian. And hello, everybody else. I am sorry that this is a bit of a short notice one. I've not long just downloaded and installed the new LAX. So it had to be tonight, unfortunately. I can't do tomorrow. That would have been a bit more ideal, just so the stream was a bit more scheduled or in advance. But I do have another live stream again in the next couple of days, showing off the new Kitty Hawk scenery by Ben and Blue Designs. There will be some kind of pre-recorded video for that. I'm not too sure if it'll be a cinematic or some kind of review for that one, but that only came out today, so there's been a couple of different things come out all at once, and I'm working on about 3 different videos. I've got one already uploaded to YouTube. I'll speak about that more towards the end of the stream or as we go. You know that I do like to keep things in order, not ignore me. A funny one. Just booked the hotel for our trip in May in real life, not in the simulator, so I'm a bit happy. Yeah, random streams can be good. They're good. They're better sort of scheduled so people know. But I mean, even if you say to people, I mean, listen, I'm not really a massive streamer, as you know, but I do enjoy doing them, and I do them very inconsistently. Where am I? There I am. Sorry about the mess, guys. I still need to get this room sorted. Although, tell you what, my hair still looks dead wet. Yeah, it's a shithole in here. Righty, okay. What kind of angle is that? It's weird. It's because it's on top of my screen and my screen's higher. I've got my Tobii tracker there. Where you off to here, mate? So, Ivan, nice to see you in there. Hopefully, we get some. Hey, look at Sam, mate. Yeah, no, but I literally did it ages ago. I don't like that. What's going on there? Anyway, so let's have a little look. I just want to have a little gander at what am I doing? So I've installed the new Burn and Blue design scenery. We are looking at the new 2024 version of LA Airport, KLAX. Kilo Lima Alpha X-ray. I had to think about it in my head then. Do Spirit go to LA? They do, yeah. I don't want to load in the A350 just at the moment. Hello everyone that's joining in. Again, a bit of an apology there for the very short notice, or sorry, around 2 hours short notice. Impromptu stream, but it is what it is. I do want to show this off. I will at some point. I can't confirm just yet when it's going to be, but I will be doing another comparison video for this, because obviously we do have I think it's a standard version. So in the standard version of 2024, you do get a handcrafted LAX. And obviously I did the same for Heathrow, so it'd be nice to do for this as well. Don't know when that's going to be. As I say, I'm working on a few videos now. I've just put one up on my YouTube, which I'm going to put out possibly Sunday or tomorrow. Might do it tomorrow, actually. It's a 2024 video. and it's got nowhere. See, I keep on going down, and I'm like this, like ducking, and then you can see all the shit behind me. Oh. So yeah, I am working on a 20. Sorry, I have put a 2024 video up. It has got absolutely no aircraft in it, so you won't see anything flying. You won't see me flying in it. You won't see any planes in it. You will see some lovely scenery in it though, and it's a video that I've been wanting to do for a while, even when I was doing 2020 for flying in 2020. I was interested in doing something along these lines, and you will see what it is over the weekend. Do you know what? It's some people love it, some people will hate it. So, I enjoyed doing it, and I am gonna do another one. Get a green screen. I know. Do you know what? You can. There is a NVIDIA do the broadcast app, and it's really good at taking the background now. Like, it's spot on. But it's just another thing to put on top of the sim and OBS, and yeah, I don't want to even try and messing about with that, but it does work very well if you haven't got everything open. But yeah, this video, no planes in it. It's a kind of an idea I had in my head for something that I used to do a couple of years ago, and I will be doing another one because there is quite a lot of things you can do with it. As you can see on the screen right now, I've got the Azure Poly Jaguar trailer. I am working on something with Azure Poly at the minute, which I can't wait. I've been recording some in the last couple of hours before I decided to do the stream, and I'm very excited. So the reason why there's a bit of a delay on this, guys, is because in the last couple of weeks I just don't have any luck in getting planes to spawn on the ground or at stands, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, and it makes doing things like this hard. I should have really been on the ground beforehand. Jaguar looks amazing. So the Jaguar is absolutely incredible, and there's more to come. Obviously, we still haven't got a native. Sorry, guys, that's very loud, isn't it? There is a native 2024 version. I am not using Sim Update 2 beta. No, I decided not to. I didn't want to in the end. I don't know what's happening with this plane. In fact, I'll be honest with you. I don't even think it's working at this point. Just ignore me, guys. We will actually take a look at this airport in the next year or so. It's absolutely terrible, man. Here we go. So I was waiting a good 5 minutes or so, even longer then, to get on the ground, and it just wouldn't load. So I started airborne over the airport, and it's absolutely fine. I don't get it. Yeah, so working on a good couple of videos. There's been quite a lot of releases in the last day or so, so you'll have to bear with me, guys. Right, there we go. I told you guys, if I was a bit more organized, you'd be absolutely fine watching my live streams. What's going on, man? Jesus Christ. In 2020, mate, zoom into the airport, pick your stand. Once your airport load up, zoom back out, then press fly. It sounds like a... Yeah, I've heard this. I don't know who told me about this, but I have heard about this in the last couple of days, where it's yeah, when you zoom in and out, it works. I'll have to take a look at that, because I've been having real trouble. So how do you do it? Zoom into the airport and pick your. Once you the airport load up, zoom back out, then press. Oh right, okay. Sound okay. I'll try it. I won't try it in the live stream, but good tip, mate. Funny enough, I did hear that on. I think it was Two Tone Murphy's stream. Right, let's get into this, guys. I'm really sorry. Usually, I am a lot quicker at getting into the streams than this. If you are interested in winning a copy, again, obviously, big thank you to iniBuilds for providing a copy for a giveaway. I need to get a drink. Yeah, all the zero sugar goodness. It does work, mate. Sound? No, I will try it. Needed that. Mouth gets really dry. Right. So, let's get this working properly. Where are we? There we go. So, yeah, big thank you as always to iniBuilds for providing me with a copy. And they've also obviously provided a copy to give away to one of you wonderful people. It will be another put a keyword in. In fact, I'll keep on saying it. So again, what it is, it's usually the same thing with all my giveaways. Pop a thing in there. We'll get Nightbot to produce a winner. And to enter, you're entering the 4-letter code for Los Angeles Airport. Dead easy one for you guys, because I mentioned at the start of the stream, the stream. And to be honest with you, who doesn't know the code for LAX? Here, giving you most of it there. So, yeah, no worries, mate. I'll see you later, Alex. Right. So this is what I believe would be. Let me figure this out. It would be. It would be the east. Sorry, no, it would be the west side of LAX. I think, because I think if we look over that way, that is north. Yes, I think east is over this side. So we'll work our way from west to east. And we'll take a little look. So if I will try and do a comparison video, but it's probably going to be within the next week or two, because I didn't even know this was coming out. I know obviously they're working on Gatwick at the moment, which is very exciting. But in terms of this, I didn't actually know it was coming out. So yeah, we are. Well, I'm going to be putting a video together in the next couple of weeks, just because I haven't had a chance to sort of pre-do anything. This is why the stream was a bit short notice. Well, very short notice. So in the comments, sorry, in the description, I've put a link to the product page. There is a discount for 2020 owners of obviously of LAX. If you've already got it, it's in the description. Haven't got a clue what it was. It's something like, let me have a little look for you guys, because I've got the page open for you at the minute. So you are entering KLAX, so KLAX -UG at the checkout, and you will pay, I think it's around £6 to £7. Sorry, £5.99. It's £26.39 on its own. But if you are the owner of 2020, you can enter that code in the checkout. What have we got? So On the product page I've linked, you've got a nice little slider, comparison slider, so you can see the difference between the two versions of 2020 and 2024, which is always welcome. It really gives you an idea. As I say, I will put a video together within the next couple of weeks to show you guys not what the old version of the iniBuilds airport looked out, but rather the standard version, the handcrafted LAX that you would get in the standard version of 2024. We've got all new custom ground textures, markings and labels. All ground textures across the airport are being upgraded as well. Various models are being added, so different planes and stuff like that. You also, which is interesting, so there's a bit of added, if you haven't bought it already, there's a bit of added value to this as well. So you also get the Venice Beach point of interest and the Hooper heliport, which the Hooper heliport I did a video for 2020 a few years back, and it's a really good scenery. They become toggleable, mate, I can't say that. Toggleable. They have got switches or toggles in the ini manager, so you can turn them off and on if you like. But it is probably worth having Venice Beach, as that is close by. New custom jetways. Obviously, interiors have been remodeled and stuff like that, like Heathrow was. And obviously, all the lots have been changed as well. Which is fantastic. We're gonna have a little look around the airport and have a little look at the different bits and bobs that you can see. There's specific things like the Tom Brady, the Tom Brady. I've only just watched Family Guy. The Tom Bradley terminal. Obviously the tower itself, the interiors, check-in points. There's also, I think, there's also the trains or the people carriers. Not the people carrier the cars, but like the little trains that go around the airport. I think they are also included, I believe. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they are. Let's have a little look, because I'm sure I read that. Yes, the automated people mover, the APM, elevated track. Nice. I don't know if the actual car goes round it, but I know I'm assuming we're going to get a JFK enhanced at some point out of nowhere, and that does have the train that goes round there. Right. Let's have a little goosey gander around the new enhanced LAX. In fact, what we can do, how far are we from? So the Venice Beach will be just over there. Let's just have a little fly over with the old drone, shall we? While we can. We're going to get GTA 5 vibes with this. There we go. Some assets seem to be floating, unfortunately, but pretty cool. Don't know how much of that you would actually see from flying in and out, but if your flight takes a sharp right-hand turn, then definitely. We'll quickly move over to, or quickly move back rather to LAX. We can have a little look around. So we have got some aircraft models. That is my Spirit Airlines. Although to tell you what, the LOD on that plane is terrible. The pop-in on it compared to the actual models. So we've got a few Quanta Streamliners there. Okay, we've got some perimeter fencing, custom cars as well. We do usually get custom vehicles with iniBuilds and Pyrigi. a couple of others. Flight Tamper do custom vehicles. Most developers like to just use, oh, actually Burn and Blue Designs use custom vehicles as well, but most developers like to just stick in the default cars. The default models actually have got a lot better in 2024, I must admit. If you are joining the stream tonight, bit of an apology on the short notice, but thank you for coming in and having a watch. We're looking at the new iniBuilds KLAX Enhanced for Flight Sim 2024. It is available from today. I am giving away a copy. You need to basically put the airport code into the chat, and Nightbot will know that you've entered and will give me a winner a bit later on in the stream. It's the 4-letter code for LAX, which I've just given you most of it. But like most of iniBuilds enhanced scenery and just the scenery in general, it is very detailed. This particular scenery as well, I've noticed just before I came into the stream and started the stream, there is a lot of weathering as well. So what I mean by that is the buildings have marks and obviously a weathered state, like they've been there for a certain amount of time and not just a brand new model of a building's being placed there. There's actually quite a lot of oil slick and tire marks on the floors. There's a truck clipping through the scenery there, but the FedEx logo, for example, I've pointed this out in other developers streams that I've done, is that this isn't just a flat FedEx texture or sign. It has got a bit of depth to it. So you've even got the lights as well. The lights just further above their own model as well, which is always nice to see. And don't forget everything that I'm showing you now, especially with LAX. Most things are in the middle of the airport because the 4 runways flank either side. So you are going to be seeing a lot of buildings and landside and airside locations when you're inside your plane, taxiing and what have you. So this airport does actually need to be a bit more noticeably detailed. Captain Kenobi, sir, thank you for joining. How are you today? I've also noticed there's lovely ground texturing as well on the taxiways and the runways in this scenery. There's a couple of things that I've noticed that I'll take you through as well, like the United Airlines hangar. I haven't yet been into the control tower, which seems to be not even loaded at this point for some odd reason, so that's quite interesting. Pyrigi, Edinburgh. This looks like a solid improvement. The old ones will be pretty upgraded. Especially just hope that the ground markings are improved everywhere, because that was the main problem. So it looks like the ground textures, from what I've seen, I did have this in 2020, but last time I went to it was years back. But the comparison slider picture on the website, in fact, let me have a look for you guys and see if I can show you that on screen, because it would be beneficial to see that. Let me see if I can do that for you. So what I could do is, here we go. So ground textures are an improvement, personally, from what I've seen and off my limited memory, but I can show you here. So this is 2020 and this is 2024. There is a specific one, so you can see here there's an actual interior being done, although that looks like a bit of parallaxing. I do like the use of parallaxing, but even the lights there, look, there is one for ground texture, which is this one. So here is the new one. So it has been completely redone. The actual so you'll still see some of the details like the cracks in the ground and obviously the oil marks, the tire markings. But even on this one, the amount of tire markings and the individual tire markings, just the crispness of it all as well. But obviously they've gone ahead and actually re-coloured most of it as well. Again, they could have got the night lighting a bit better matched on this, but you know, it is from a person who has done extensive comparisons even before 2024. It is so hard to get the angle correct, but obviously the lighting's a bit off on this one. Although I know the lighting has changed in 2024, but I tell you what, I'll be honest. I think they might have got the. No, they haven't got the picture messed up here. No, I can tell on this side there's parallaxed. So parallaxed is obviously a. Most of you guys will know what it is, but it's a way of making interiors look 3D without actually putting an interior in there. They look better at night, and they just like a 2D texture that kind of. I don't know if it moves, but basically it's an optical illusion. It makes it look like there's an interior, especially at a distance. It looks like they've put into actual interior in there, and yeah, this new one here's got what I believe would be an upgrade to the airport itself, which wasn't present there. You can actually see that this part of the building is completely different. So they have done quite a lot of modeling changes to the actual airport. Again, another one for the ground texture in there. Again, completely different colors being changed. You've got, yeah, well, I mean, you've got the same detailing. Seems to be a little bit more tire marks and decay and weathering on this one, but and again, the time of day is not completely spot on. Which is interesting. And what I would say is bear with. So runway 7 right. I've just got flight radar up here, by the way, guys, just so you can see. I think that was runway 7 right, wasn't it? Yeah, so if you have a look at the markings at the end here, grey and then a lot more darker. It's actually what it should be. It's what it should be. So darker grey. So I think they've, yeah, a lot better. Perfect, guys. So let's head back into the actual game. Why do I always say game? And I hate that. And I don't hate people who say it. I mean, I don't like it when people call the sim a game. But you know, Xbox and all that. So let's go back in. Let's have a little look around. Let's go over to runway 07 right or 7 right, and just take a look. So there you can see what we've just been looking at. You can actually see differences in the tarmac as well, which is quite interesting. Now, what I would say with this one that I noticed, and I'm still a bit unsure of, and I hope it isn't happening, but I noticed with Heathrow, iniBuilds Heathrow, it always reactivates itself, the 2020 version, not the 2020 version or iniBuilds, the actual premium deluxe version. Sorry, I mean the premium deluxe 2024 version reactivates itself on every restart, which is quite annoying. So what happens is you've got double the scenery. You'll see obviously 2 terminals of everything. It's 2 terminals, 2 control towers, basically just a double up, and obviously performance takes a hit. In this instance, it looked like the LAX on 2024, the default version, disabled itself, which must mean there's some kind of way that I don't know that iniBuilds or any developers can actually make the default version basically disable itself, but it wasn't turned on, and I thought it was at first, but it doesn't. It was disabled. What I am concerned about though is that the actual tower has not been loaded in. There we go. I would say that the LODs need a bit more optimization. Maybe I had my it's appearing now. I'm not too the photogrammetry around LA is absolutely terrible, man. It's so bad. Honestly, guys, this isn't my internet. This isn't my internet. This is the quality of the photogrammetry. Again, this is not iniBuilds' fault. This is what the photogrammetry is like. And I am sorry that I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but there is a video that I'm releasing over the weekend that will show you some really good photogrammetry and how it should be done. If you want to see really good photogrammetry, go to the likes of Barcelona, even Liverpool. It is spot on. Like, it's if you get ground level onto the floor, yes, it starts looking like this. But at this height, there's some cities around the world that is they've got some really good photogrammetry. Anyway, so obviously this side I think is the east, I believe. We've got some Qantas and Delta hangars as well. Again, lovely branding. iniBuilds never really go wrong with the branding on the buildings. And again, you've got a nice 3D sign here. All the lights. Again, we'll have a look at the night lighting further on into the stream, of course. If you are joining me tonight and taking a look at the new LAX by iniBuilds, you can enter a giveaway just by simply putting the 4-letter code for LAX, which I've just told you most of it, into the stream. So Nightbot can register you into the competition, and then later on in the stream you need to stick with us. Unfortunately, you will need to hear me muttering on a bit, but you will need to stay into the stream so you can obviously claim that prize. But Nightbot will draw me a winner a bit later on. But if you do want to enter, 4-letter code for LAX, and again I've give you half of that code, or actually more than half of that code. Let me know how you've all been doing in the comments below. If you are enjoying the stream so far, give it a very, very big like. If you aren't subscribed, I live stream very inconsistently, but I do upload pre-recorded videos quite regularly. Looks like we've got some interiors in the pier here. Yes, Captain Kenobi, and good luck to everyone who enters. And here we go, we've got a very nice interior. The 2020 version did have interiors. That's not anything new. But obviously keep in mind that your level of detail, your LODs, your textures, and your lighting have all been changed in 2024. Got you on the 55-inch. Oh my god. Don't do that again. And if you had 3D 55-inch and I just went out the screen like that, I need a better placement for that. There's a tripod over there, but it doesn't really work. From what I remember, it is better. I think iniBuilds. So one thing I will say is the people models on the old interior are terrible. They're like sort of blank sort of eyes, and they weren't very textured. I mean, even the jeans and the sort of the shoes on this are very, very good. Obviously iniBuilds decide not to use animated people. I have seen these actual people models animated in other sceneries. I would like them to possibly start animating people. It in my opinion, it does help help. I wouldn't say it helps. It definitely adds more immersion, especially if you've got terminal buildings with big glass sort of windows and you're taxiing by and you can see people walking, bit like the Brussels Aerosoft Brussels scenery, which is still even on 2024 fantastic. But even so, fantastic as always. Genuinely, you can't really go wrong with any build sceneries. They're always very well detailed. Even the actual posters, I mean, that's very detailed. Go back out through the window unrealistically. Some of the ground markings as well. Very crisp aircraft indicators as well on there. Yeah, that's really nice. I tell you what, just a little thing there. You can see obviously the cracks, but obviously each massive individual paving stone, big massive concrete slabs. You can actually see the texture running through that. It's not like being put on top like a sticker almost. It actually really does go through there. Really nice detailing actually. And of course this would need to be that detailed, especially now that you can walk around the aircraft. So you would expect it. Even this mirror here on the jetways. And yeah, and we can get into the whole interior thing. And like I said on the last stream, I think really what developers should be doing if they are offering interiors and they're spending time creating very detailed interiors, they definitely need to add it as an option. You know, most manager softwares like iniManager, iniBuilds do it. iniBuilds do it. I'm surprised that iniBuilds don't give that option, and I don't know how hard it is for them to. I don't know. It depends on what their process is, whether they create the outer shell and then put the interior in. You know, they could possibly add an option, a little toggle that says, "Yeah, I want the interior," and "No, I don't. I just want it to be just a a static texture or something." Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, if you at a stand and you obviously are looking out, you're doing your pre-flight checks, you know, or your pre-flight, and you know you see people sitting there and stuff like that. It adds to the immersion, of course. And I also think if you're gonna if there's any interior that needs to be created, it's always add an interior to your control tower because there's people who do VATSIM, you know, people who do controllers, so that will definitely be something that you'd want. So, in terms of performance, so it's a good question. Very good. It's for someone to bring it up because I would have forgot it because I'm like that. Um, I would say right now, performance is spot on. So, guys, I'm not thingy. iniBuilds Airport, at least for me, have great performance. Yeah. So let's have a little look. So, guys, I don't think many people ever believe me when I say so. My system, everything is in the description and on my channel. i7 40. I don't know how to say it. I know what it is. It's 14,000. Where's the box? Where's the box? Where's it? That thing. I don't know how you actually say it. That's the CPU. I've got a Tough Gaming RTX 4070 Ti Super. Um, I'm now up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, although I didn't see a massive difference, which was bit a bit interesting to say the least. I thought it might make stutters a bit better, but you can see on my screen now that I use a custom preset, and the custom preset is basically the ultra preset, but with some things changed. So I usually take off motion blur. I take off traffic, airport traffic and quality, because I'd use something like Beyond ATC or FSLTL, but it's pretty much ultra. In fact, some things are bumped up even higher than ultra. For Heathrow, for their Heathrow, I was getting about 40. For this, no surprise, I'm getting about 33 by the looks of it. I would say it's probably a bit better than that, but it depends where we are. So we've gone up to about 40 here. I would say it's running smoother than Heathrow, which is quite interesting because both cities have photogrammetry around it, and the photogrammetry in London is a hell of a lot better than LA's photogrammetry. We have dropped down below 30 here now. It's a bit inconsistent, let's just say. It's usable, but obviously we want to be outside. I don't use lossless scaling. I have been looking at that. It's about £5, something like that. I'm quite interested, and I will probably look at it at some point. But in terms of what I mean by smooth, I would say it's got less stutters than Heathrow, and the pop-ins, I don't think I've seen any pop-ins apart from the control tower being a bit of a weirdo, which it's doing again. It's completely gone again, unless you can't see it from, oh yeah, you can't see it from here. Interesting. Why do you push your output resolution? Do you know what? It's a good question, mate. It's only when I'm doing cinematics. It's when I'm doing cinematics and I want to just... So I've put it to 115. I don't think there's any... You can see any difference, to be honest with you. My resave just went off then. I mean, we can see if it makes a hell of a difference. No Mary Poppins. Love it. Love it. So actually taking that scaling down has made a massive difference. That 15% extra. Interesting, and okay. I understand Kenobi. It's a good... You guys have seen it right here, that me putting it up to about 115. I do that just to, when I'm doing cinematics, everything just a bit more crisper, but don't know if I can see much difference. I don't know much about it. Ian, Lossless Scaling is a Steam app. You can buy it on Steam, but I'm assuming it works on Xbox as well. I think it's another sort of DLSS type scaling thing that ups everything. Someone in the comments will know. Yeah, that's why I was asking. Yeah. So Kenobi, I think I put it up when I'm doing cinematics, but I don't think I can see much difference, if I'm going to be honest. And I think things are a hell of a lot smoother now. Not that they weren't smooth, but it's a bit more acceptable, I guess. So fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it does help. We're up into the mid 40s and hitting 50 sometimes. So probably will not knock that down a bit. So if you guys just wondering what that was, I had render scaling up to 115. So obviously a bit more than my monitor should handle. I don't know if I can see any difference. Knowing me, I'll end up start doing a video and I'll be like, oh, that looks worse, but at the minute I don't actually think it looks any different. So in fact, for some might be a placebo effect, but it looks better. So right, okay, let's get through this airport, because otherwise we'd be streaming for about 3 hours on the same airport. So moving along, obviously we've got a bit more of a complex, more detailed interior here, and obviously the building itself. Now, I don't use LA much, but again, we have a very big interior, and again, FPS is very, very good. Few little stutters there, but I would say, oddly enough, even though we're looking at a bigger airport and a much denser city around the airport, obviously Heathrow isn't close to the centre, London, but it still has photogrammetry all the way up to Heathrow, London. 40 FPS, no frame generation, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, and this is what I mean. People don't usually think I'm telling the truth when they say, oh, you're only using a 4070, but you're getting really good performance with the 4070 and ultra settings. And it's like, I don't know what to say to you. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of people who say they just can't get 2024 to run. Auto FPS will remove all your stutters. I'll have to see some of these programs I just don't use. I don't know why. I just don't use them. I think I will obviously have a look when I've got a bit of time, but at the minute, any time that I've got on the sim or I've got with the computer, I'm tending to create me pre-recorded videos. But again, I would say stutter-wise, Heathrow's good. The enhanced Heathrow, the premium one. But this is very, very smooth. Yeah, I would say all I need usually is 35 to 45, maybe not even that. 30 is fine. Pardon me, guys. So we have just reserved a real hotel, not a fake hotel, for Prague in May, and we're hoping, I'm still waiting on my passport, but it has been accepted now, which is fantastic. And I'm hoping that, see, we're still getting the VRAM issues here, so looking forward to see, my RAM here is fantastic now because I've got 6372, but obviously with me 32 gigabytes it was just not enough. VRAM is just needs to be sorted properly. Let's get rid of this debug menu for now. Sorry, yeah, so Prague. So heading back there, been to Prague so many times. Just got the bug there, just love going back, love the atmosphere. And obviously we've not been since we've had our baby girl, so that's her first flight on a plane, which will be interesting. And our first time flying with a baby, and we are excited but very nervous. But yes, hopefully book some flights soon. Here is the what I call the Tom Brady International, Tom Bradley International. So this obviously would be landside. Would have nice to been some more static vehicles. These seem to be hovering, but again, not going to be seen if I'm going to be honest with you. And again, how many cars do you actually put in there? You mean this makes sense because these cars will be seen to a point. The cars in here wouldn't be seen, so a bit of good thinking by iniBuilds in terms of what they've done there. There was absolutely no reason to put cars in there. But it's lovely. We've also got the. Let me just go back over there, guys. Sorry. The American Airlines hangar. Again, lovely weathering and detail on the side of the building here. I don't think we've got an interior. Nope. But we do have a Dreamliner, I think. There's also a United Airlines hangar down there, and it's so nice, especially in nighttime. If you have joined us in the stream tonight, bit of a short one, bit of a short notice one. It's only been within the last hour and a half, 2 hours that I've scheduled this in. I apologise. It's just this the only day I'm going to get. Tomorrow I can't live stream. Sunday there might be another live stream, or Monday. looking at a new bin and blue design scenery, another giveaway of course for that one as well. And then the rest of the week I'm doing more videos. I've got something else to show you from the Asopoly Jaguar, which is going to be very, very cool to see. I'm working on that for you guys at the moment. A video, pre-recorded video going out over the weekend. There's quite a lot. There's gonna be a lovely mixture coming up. Cinematics, comparison videos, reviews. Got some free view. Not free view. Free view is what you watch on your telly. Freeware videos to show you some nice free airports that are, well, they're free to download and don't cost you a penny, and they're really, really cool. Almost payware quality in some respects. I've also got the community screenshot video, which I need to start recording because I'm going to have myself pre-recorded on the video, talking and taking a look at everyone who's submitted their screenshots on my Discord. Obviously, if you're not on my Discord, head into my Discord that is linked in the description, and you can go into the feature section, the feature channel, and basically submit your photos, and hopefully it's something that I can do over a series of videos. It'll be me sitting there and reacting to your flight simulator screenshots, your virtual aviation photography. So yeah, got lots on at the minute. Here is the control tower. It's the control tower at LAX, obviously the unmistakable looking one. It's obviously one a bit like the likes of Amsterdam and other airports that are very recognizable. I know it doesn't. It's supposed to work. That's the thing, Ian. It's supposed to work. I put it in Nightbot's thing and it doesn't work, even though it's exactly what I wrote. So, although it does say that I'm the only one who can do it, so I don't know if it will work. I'll try it again and see if Nightbot actually does it, but it doesn't look like he is doing it for some reason. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Hey, it does work. Nice. So there is the Discord link, but I will switch it on to anyone because it would be great. But Ian, I appreciate it, mate. But yeah, there's my Discord, guys. If you go into it, join it. You can chat about the sim, submit your screenshots. There is 2 screenshot channels. There's one that says screenshots, and then there's the one that says featured, community feature ones. But yeah, got quite a few in there, and I've got a script written up, and I want to try and get that on there as soon as possible. Let's have a little look around the control tower and see what the control tower looks like. The control tower to Heathrow Premium is so nice. This is okay. I don't know if this is the original one and they haven't touched it, but certainly not on the levels of Heathrow. Heathrow is just very, very good. See, this is untextured as well, so interesting. Interesting that they haven't. If they have gone in there, it's been a quick job. The floor in here is very detailed. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why that's so detailed and the interior isn't, but interesting. So yeah, the animated people mover. Now, I haven't seen anything moving, so I don't think there's anything animated on here. I think they've just updated the track, or they've added it in and they've just made it look nicer. But unlike the JFK that has got the moving train on it, because that works in 2020. In fact, the JFK doesn't say it's compatible with 2024 in the iniManager, but it works, and it works absolutely fine. But there doesn't seem to be any kind of animated thing in here. I'm a bit confused. So this is what I was saying before about the some of the things, the pictures from what I've seen. This is the updated version because everything's here, but you think they would have added the animated thing in there? It would make sense, wouldn't it? They might do, to be fair. The second update, or the first update for Heathrow did add more things in, to be honest. So It's not. I wouldn't be surprised if they did add that in. Now, I believe this is sort of Southwest Airlines, Spirit Airlines, maybe some other. This is their sort of peer down this end. But it is detailed. Now, I think I did a video Southwest Airlines Virtual Airlines trailer a few years back, and yeah, from what I remember, this is a lot better. This has been updated, so this isn't parallaxed anymore, but it's not a full interior. Oh, that is parallaxed actually. See. It's cool the way it's done because it looks like an interior, but when you actually see, this is the thing. I don't know. This is it is supposed to be animated. Let's have a little look in. Oh, I don't think it actually says it's animated. Let's have a little look, guys, because it's got me wondering now. So on the full, there's no picture of it. Put it that way. There's no. You can see the actual rails, but you can't see. No, doesn't seem to be. And I think it says automated people mover, so the APM, the elevator track and stations are being included, or it just says that. So I don't think they've added in an animation, which again, it's not a deal breaker by all means, but it's sad. They could easily add it in. That's not beyond their capabilities. Especially, as I say, JFK's got the animated train that goes around there, and it's really, really nicely done as well. And like I said before, I'm assuming we're just going to get the enhanced version of JFK at some point. I'm assuming they'd already at least started it or working on it, because obviously we're going to get Gatwick at some point as well. Again, another unmistakable structure, very recognisable structure of LA as well, of LAX. Exactly, mate. No, I totally agree. I thought we would get some kind of animation, but it's very well done. Again, it's a nice upgrade. If you are a 2020 owner and then a 2024 owner in terms of having both sims, and you've bought this for the 2020 version of the sim, definitely grab the upgrade offer, the price. Obviously, I don't ever recommend buying airports if you're using that particular airport regularly in the simulator. For me, I tend to mostly do smaller general aviation flying, which I've just actually seen a nice forum post on the official Microsoft forums, and that is quite interesting. And I might make a video on it, or I might do a live stream on it, because it's quite interesting. There's some general aviation airports, or say many general aviation ports over the world, that Asobo Microsoft have just not bothered telling us on the map. In fact, it's not even marked down as a handcrafted airport. You wouldn't even know unless you went there. And there's a big chunk of airports in the simulator that don't have a star or some kind of marker that tell you it's handcrafted, which is quite interesting. I don't have LaGuardia, no. Something that I missed out. Just obviously make people aware that I did YouTube for a number of years, from the first release of with the release of 2020 up until about 2023, and then I stopped for about a year and a half. There was a lot of sceneries and a lot of releases for 2020 before 2024 came out that I totally missed, um, which is a bit of a shame. Pyrigi East Midlands was one of them. If you are still present in the chat and you haven't entered the giveaway, or you're unaware that there's a giveaway, you have to enter the 4-letter code for LAX. Los Angeles airport, which I've pretty much give you most of the code there already. Once you've entered it, Nightbot will enter you into the giveaway, and I will draw a winner later on in the stream, and I will get the lovely guys at iniBuilds to give you that airport, to give you this airport. Remember, it is just 2024, guys. This will not work in 2020. I don't buy many airports, and I wasn't buying many. It became a problem, so I stopped buying it. Yeah, I know that feeling. So again, another sort of landmark, if you like, of LA is the lights here, and obviously the big LAX sign. The ground texture in here is questionable, which bit of a shame. Not too sure if this is purely because they wanted it to have that terraform and that sort of hill, but it would have just been nice to have the normal sort of grass there. So to enter the giveaway, if you are lurking and you're not in the chat taking part, which is absolutely fine, you don't need to, but if you do want to enter, you just simply have to enter, or as Diver 6000 has give you the give you the answer there. To be fair, Diver 6000, if he wins now, you're gonna regret it. But yeah, the 4-letter code for LAX, which is pretty much all of it bar one letter, something LAX, and then Nightbot enters you, so he will automatically put your name into there. You got the Sheraton Hotel here. Again, ground texture in here. We've got all the palm trees, which is lovely, but you have got a lot of surrounding buildings. Again, probably necessary because most of these buildings are on the approach path onto those parallel runways at LAX. So you've got most of the hotels, the Hilton, Sheraton. You also do have, if you're wondering, you do have the, you've also got a helipad here, which is quite cool. You have got a mixture of photogrammetry. You've got all the stations of the People Mover, which is one here by the car park. You also do have the In-N-Out Burger as well. The In-N-Out Burger, I think, possibly was already in the 2020 scenery. I don't think this has been updated at all. But it's there. It's just a shame the photogrammetry around this area is absolutely god awful. But it's there. Before we announce the winner of the giveaway, we'll also take a look at the night lighting. What we'll do now is we'll just cross over. We don't need to cross the runways on that side, so on the north side, because there's nothing there. It is just a perimeter fence. But we will cross it on the south side because we do have the cargo terminal. There also is a very, very nice United Airlines hangar here as well. They are, because there's some really nice photogrammetry areas, and the video that I'm releasing over the weekend, you'll see why I've been visiting a lot of photogrammetry areas around the world. There's some things that are just being completely ruined because of the photogrammetry trees. Dubrovnik in Croatia, for example, it looks great, but then there's all trees there, and it's just actual, you know, the new model trees, which are lovely in the simulator, and then those are just mixed in with a bit of photogrammetry, and it's terrible. This United Airlines hangar is so nice, by the way. Look at that. I'll come back to this when we take a look at the night lighting, but it is so nicely done. Oh, bit of stutter there. Hasn't got really a great interior. It's just purely aesthetics because there's no modeling on the inside, but it looks lovely. Captain Kenobi, mate, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for joining us, mate. Have a great rest of the evening and have a great weekend as well. So yeah, the United Airlines hangar again inside the new LAX Enhanced So this is just 2024. So if you have entered the giveaway and you don't have 2024, I'd have to re-enter someone because you just won't be able to use it. It's simple. Lovely feel there next to the approach path of the two parallel runways. Now we'll look at the cargo area. Some very unique buildings on the cargo area here, as it's pretty cool. Let's have a little look here. Again, branding on the buildings. They've got the Delta Airlines. And then the ground section is just insane. I can only imagine around the cargo areas of airports they're a bit more messy. You've got your pallets and your crates and top loaders and everything going through. Lufthansa cargo there, DHL. And then this lovely sort of old building that just looks like it's not supposed to be here at all. Again, guys, if you aren't subscribed, if you subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. I am going to do a comparison. I'm not too sure when it'll be. Hopefully I can start working on it in the next week or so. The comparison will basically... Oh, massive pop in there, but yeah, the comparison will be like my Heathrow one. So it will show you what the standard handcrafted Los Angeles or the LAX looks like in the sim. Just the standard version of 2024. There is a handcrafted version, and then this one as well. I did the same for Heathrow, and it'll have a bit more. I'll try and make the split screen and the before and after a tinchy bit better. It's just very hard to do, but it gives you a good look at how both compare to each other and gives you a general idea of how much difference obviously the two developers have made. Would have been nice to see proper underground modelling there. It looks like we've got some over that side, so we'll have a look at that in a second before we advance. Yeah, the cargo areas. Apart from Pyrigi, he. I mean, others do, but for example, like his cargo areas in the airport are so good. Doesn't, yeah, it looks like there is a partial sort of underground being modelled here on this side. See, that's something. It looks great, but over on the other side, they haven't really showed it love on there, unfortunately, but which is a bit of a shame. And then we are sort of dropping frames as well at this point, I must admit. But we are on the edge of the photogrammetry here, and obviously I'd expect it to be a bit more worse. Yeah, East Midlands, obviously that being a massive cargo hub, it had to be spot on. A couple of biz jets here look like some Gulfstream 5000, 550, something like that, I would say. I'm surprised they didn't put LA flights in here. You know, the guys who live stream LA, because they put thingy the guy who does Heathrow in, didn't they, in the Heathrow scenery? And obviously we do have obviously going off sort of topic, but Pyrigi is doing Birmingham at the minute, and I'm assuming that's not going to be far off as well. Hidden rumours that he might be doing Manchester or Liverpool Airport next, but I don't know how true that is. I'd love to see a Manchester Airport, regardless of Mako Simulations doing their version 2 whenever that decides to come out. I would like to see. We've had developers do. There's been 5 different developers on one airport before, so there's no problems with that. But I know that Pyrigi, if he did something like Manchester, that would be very good. I'd like to see Liverpool though, because I'm in Liverpool and we don't have any good Liverpool ones. We do have obviously an old digital designs version which was never updated, and then the default handcrafted Asobo one, which again is it's even the digital design one is a hell of a lot better even in 2024. Yeah, so Pyrigi is doing Birmingham right now. You just go to his his social medias. He's already put a lot of pictures up of it. But he's doing Birmingham. Obviously, Mako Simulations has done Birmingham and Manchester, but they're outdated and incomplete, unfortunately. Which they were totally transparent with everything, that they weren't a developer who came in and said, here's the airport, oh by the way it's not finished, after they released it and said it was going to be updated. They were transparent, I believe. I believe. um, but yeah, they're outdated, or at least they're not complete. Same as Liverpool. And Pyrig is doing Birmingham. I'm in Rome, we get zero love. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know many airports in Rome, I'll be honest with you, although Italy itself in real life is definitely a bucket list country. iniBuilds should do Memphis. I think iniBuilds are going to stick with the UK at the minute by the looks of it, Ian. I don't think Gatwick is going to be their last. I think iniBuilds might do something else. In fact, iniBuilds could do Liverpool, although it might be a bit too small for their liking. I'm sure they could do something else in England. But Gatwick definitely needed something. The freeware one is good, but it needed a good payware one. Right, guys, so let's quickly look at the night lighting, because we are making strides into the 1 hour and a half mark here. Let's take the night and back. Here we go. Again, always think that iniBuilds do great work with their night lighting. Heathrow was absolutely incredible. Yeah, the macro stuff is very cheap, and the transfers to the Joe's creating updates. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the Manchester one. They're going to be adding airliners live into it. So obviously the guys who do the live streams from Manchester, they're going to be added into it on the control tower in the viewing park, and obviously we're going to get just a better developed airport. But there's no release date on that. Yeah, so what I would say is that Ian made a good point there. So Max is a very, very busy man in terms of personal life. We all are, but personal life, work, and he only gets a chance to jump onto his computer, when he's got time. And if you've been doing long hours at work, the last thing you want to do, man, is get onto the computer and stare at the computer, especially if you're developing as well. I mean, I've dabbled in some things before with the simulator, and it's yeah, I understand. So he is working on it. They've already been there and made and done a visit to get all of what they need in terms of reference photos and stuff. I know that's definitely been done. Don't know if they think about. I don't know if they're going to be going back, but yeah, for sure. And again, if Pyrigi is doing Manchester, it would take him a while to get that out. I wouldn't expect to see that until the end of the year. It also depends how far off Birmingham is. It looks pretty on course at the minute, but anyway, guys, let's try and do a bit more of a faster go around here, because well, you guys don't want to be listening to me for much longer, and you do want to also know who's won this copy, don't you? A few screenshots have been posted already. Look, awesome. Exactly, they already do. To be honest with you, me and Pyrigi spoke very, very well, almost daily at one point. We don't know, unfortunately, but we did do, and his work, even from the off, is always incredible. I remember him sending me some stuff of East Midlands before I stopped doing YouTube, and it was incredible to see. I'd love to see him do Manchester, although I do still want to see Mako Simulations release theirs, and you know, people to enjoy it and stuff. I would like Pyreek to do Liverpool. Liverpool needs some love. Digital Designs did say they might update it, but they never did. It's still the better one out the two of them. The handcrafted Asobo one isn't great. But anyway, here is the night lighting at the new KLAX Enhanced for 2024, and again, it's the same quality you're getting as what we've seen on Heathrow and Dubai. Yeah, I think we are going to be getting JFK next. More than likely, I can't see why it would be any others. I think they've done most of the other enhancements, most anyway. I mean, we did also get the likes of Luton, and what else did we get? We got Luton and Leeds Bradford as well, didn't we? They're already compatible with 2024. I don't know if they're going to be getting an enhanced version. I can imagine JFK is going to. I think just in general anyway, the night lighting in 2024 is so much nicer. Just the way it illuminates. Yeah, yeah. Even digital designs at this point, it's outdated, very outdated. I think some of the ground textures don't work in 2024, which is a shame because it's quite close to like Speak Hall sort of '09, runway '09 way, and it looks a bit terrible. But the fact that they put in all of the surrounding areas, most of the housing estates, and then the Land Rover Jaguar factory and the retail shopping park, it's a more complete version. So, but unfortunately, I don't have it. I don't know where it is. I haven't got it anymore to copy it into my community folder, and it won't download for me on Orbex. So I'm a bit disappointed actually that I can't get it into the sim anymore. Anyway, again, night lighting's really nice here. Just just here, just picking out sort of the illuminated posters inside of this the airport, obviously being a different illuminated value, brighter. You can see all of the light pollution coming out of each individual light down here as well. Let's have a look at what some of the sort of the faked interiors look like as well, just to give a look at that. Runway and taxiway lighting. Okay, nothing really to report there. Most of it, I would say, it looks. Oh, look, yeah, we've got some zigzags. What do you call them? Still 40 FPS at night. Well, I'll pop it up there just so you guys can see it, just so you guys can have a little look at what I'm getting. Closer to 50 at 47 at the minute. Again, at the start of the stream, I was, big thanks to Captain Kenobi, but I already knew I was putting my scaling up to 115 instead of 100. I'm using a 2K screen, so a 1440p screen rather, but I was upping the scaling on there for some reason. I think it was just to bump me cinematic videos up, but I don't think it really needs it, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, what I would say is the default lighting on the runways and taxiways is terrible in 2024. They're too illuminated in most cases. This is spot on. This is what the level of illumination from each light I would expect to see. The ones in the default airport sometimes are far too bright. The bloom on them's terrible. Yeah, it is. Night lighting can be hard and sometimes, and it can really look terrible. Like I've just been saying, some of the default handcrafted ones, the taxiway and the runway lights, they're just blurred and they're just so the bloom on them. It's very unrealistic. Let's have a little look at sort of the approach pass, because of again something that you guys will see when you're flying in. Apart from the really shoddy and terrible photogrammetry, looks nice. Bird's eye view for you guys. There we go. See, you know it's terrible photogrammetry because if it's still terrible looking from up here, but yeah, you know. Again, I've got a few pop-ins with lights and stuff, but you can see the coloured lights on the entranceways into the terminal area as well. As looks nice. Let's have a look at the hotels, because if you guys saw the Dubai landmarks, the night lighting on the Dubai landmarks was so nice. Little stutters there. We're looking at about 45 jumping up. We haven't dipped under 40 at this point for the night lighting. Again, the lights are animated as well. They are changing by the looks of it. I think. Did I see that right? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they just changed. Maybe there's just a pop in of the lights. But yeah, again, even in the likes of the likes of iniBuilds, Luton and East Midlands, the night lighting on there is fantastic, and obviously that is still just a compatible version, a compatible 2020 version in 2024. Again, the faked interiors look okay. They look a bit nicer in nighttime with the night lighting. I wanna runways look a bit flat compared to the taxiways. Yeah, I see what you mean. Here is the United Airlines hangar with the two Dreamliners in it. It looks so good. Look at that. If you are still watching, guys, and you haven't entered the giveaway, I'm going to be announcing the winner soon, in about 10 minutes time. You need to enter the 4-letter code, basically the ICAO code for LAX, which I've just give you most of the code anyway. Once you enter that, Nightbot will enter you, and then he'll let me draw a winner at random, and I will show you that live on the stream being drawn. Again, for this giveaway, guys, just something that was apparent last time I give away. What I would say is the winner, I want to make sure that the winner is receiving their copy safely and legitly or anything like that. Basically, I don't want there to be an issue with redeeming the airport. You will need obviously a copy of 2024. It's a 2024 native scenery. It doesn't work in 2020. You will need an ini manager account, so you will need to be signed up to iniBuilds, and you will need to download the ini manager. That is just required, otherwise you won't be able to download it. It will simply be put into your account, so you'll get an email like you've bought the scenery, and it'll obviously tell you that LAX is in there. What I will need you to do, if you have entered, I will need you to put your email into your YouTube profile. I will then go onto your YouTube profile and I will take that email and email you. You will not email me and you will not reach out to me. I don't want there to be an issue of, there never has been, everyone's been quite good, but you never ever know. No, I do not want an issue of where someone has contacted me under false pretenses and has tried to claim it as their own. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but as you can appreciate, and as the potential winner will appreciate, you know, it's a very real possibility, unfortunately. So yes, if you have entered and you want to, if you are the winner, you want to receive it, you need to head into your YouTube profile, and I need to obviously go on there and get your email and email you. That's all I ask. So we have been looking in the stream at the new iniBuilds LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, here in Los Angeles, California. It's on the iniBuilds website right now. It's made available from today. In terms of pricing, you're looking at, if you're buying it just outright and you haven't owned it before, €26.39, that's pounds, Great British pounds, €31.51 or $34.21. If you are a 2020 Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 version holder or owner and you've had this for that simulator, add it to your cart, the new version for 2024, and enter KLAX-UG, and you will get it for $5.99. That's the upgrade price. And I've put the link for it in the description as well, so it is in the chat description. Last chance, guys. Enter, just like Ian has said in the comments there, enter the code, the 4-letter ICAO code for LAX into the chat. Most of the code has been given to you right there, so enter now and good luck. Going forward, the channel, I've talked about it in a few different instances throughout the stream, but I will be doing more comparison videos comparing different airports of 2024. So I am strictly doing 2024 videos now. I haven't got 2020 on my computer anymore. It was taking far too much hard drive. I needed room on it. There's community videos, screenshot videos, feature videos, there's going to be reviews, there's going to be freeware videos, so all the stuff that I used to do before cinematics and trailers are coming back, as well as cinematics and trailers. For now though, you will see some more cinematics and trailers coming through on the channel bit by bit, but you will start to notice a mixture starting to form in April and beyond. First couple of weeks of May, I'm hoping that I won't be in the country, so there won't be possibly nothing on my channel unless I'm lucky enough to get something pre-made and scheduled for you guys. But yeah, need a break, need to get away from the UK and yeah, go back to where we love to be. If you have enjoyed the stream, there's a like button down there. If you just give it a little tappy tap, you can help me just by doing that. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. I do streams, I'd say regularly. I don't do a schedule, unfortunately, so a stream will pop up either a day before or a couple of days before or maybe 2 hours before. But yeah, thank you everyone tonight for coming in. It has been a bit of a short notice one, but I will have another live stream in the next couple of days. I'm taking a look at the new Burning Blue Designs Kitty Hawk. It's a lovely little general aviation airport in the UK, airfield rather. And well, the good thing about that airfield rather, is that your boy is in there. So I'm actually in the scenery as a character model. So we'll take a look at that. If you want to see that, go into my Instagram. Let me see if my Instagram command is working, and then we'll get drawing the winner, because I really need some food. I've had some food, but I need more food. See if Instagram works, Nightbot. Please work. Come on, Nightbot. I'll leave him to think about that and see if he does it. But yeah, I'm actually in the new thing there. Yeah, the city lighting the city light in the background is lovely, because it does. I've seen pictures of LAX, Los Angeles before, and just the sprawling metropolis is just insane. Downtown over there as well, and then Venice Beach over there. It's pretty cool. There we go. Nightbot's put my Instagram there. I'm in the new Kitty Hawk scenery by Burning Blue Designs, wearing the Practically Geek shirt, the logo. It's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, let's have a little gander. So, we have got some people in there. Now, what I would say is, guys, if you have entered already, I would say start getting them back in again, but do it in uppercase. I think I've seen other people enter this, and I don't know if they're in there. So please put the airport code in for me again, but in uppercase. I think it might be okay though, to be very honest. But if you all try and do that for me, everyone that's still present, put it in uppercase, so all higher case, and then I'll pop it on the screen and I'll show you being it drawn. And yes, good luck to everyone. Remember, the winner has to have an email on YouTube, please, because I will be reaching out to you. Please give it a week or so, maybe not even that, guys. I wouldn't say a week. I think that's a bit too far-fetched, but please give some time for iniBuilds to pop that into your account. If you are the winner, please give iniBuilds time to redeem that into your account. They will do it. It's just, you know, I have to get in touch with you, the winner. I then need to get in touch with iniBuilds. I then need to relay all the information on, and I need them to obviously do it within time. You know, people are away on holiday, stuff like that, away from the office. Some of the time they're on different time zones. So yeah, bit of time on that one. Cherry Tango, so nice. Jasper, I'm actually ending the stream. Generally, with my airport scenery sort of live streams, I don't tend to do a flight. I know other people tend to have a look at the airport quickly and then do a flight from either somewhere else into the new airport, which is absolutely fine. In terms of my live streams, when I'm showing an airport, I actually want to show you everything. I want to take you from one end of the airport to the other, have a look at the specifics, have a look at the detail, and that's been in there. But in terms of flying in there, mate, I can easily take the drone into the approach path, and obviously you can see a lot of pop-ins there. In terms of the terminal and sort of the aprons, I would say they become very, very, well, they almost look like they've been turned off in respects. Again, even over the photogrammetry areas here in the night, we're getting over 40 FPS. Wrong button. We've actually got a few stutters there, guys. First time I've seen any kind of stutters in the live stream. Yeah, no worries, Jasper, mate. Just so you understood, mate. Just obviously because I know I've seen people do live streams of new products. Now, obviously, doing aircraft live streams is different. Airport live streams, personally, don't see the allure of flying into the scenery or flying out of the scenery. I'd rather show you guys the ins and outs inside the terminals, the detailing and stuff like that. But everyone's different. Everyone does it their own way, and everyone does it their best way. Right, guys, you can actually see how really good the ground texturing is here, by the way. It's really, really nice. Very detailed. Perfect, guys. Right, okay. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. It was a spontaneous live stream. We do have a giveaway to draw, so let's do that. Hey, there I am. Right, there we go. There's our chat. There's all my open tabs if you're interested. And there's our entries, guys. So you can see everything's there. You know, Alex, our mod, has not been entered because he's a mod, unfortunately. He probably won't like that if he watches it back, but it is what it is. Maybe a bit harsh. Oh, the window's going everywhere. Right. Good luck. There we go. There's our winner. Well done, Ivan. Ivan RS. You are the winner. Congrats. Everyone say congratulations to our winner. Well done. No problem, mate. No problem, mate. Your email isn't in the in your YouTube, mate. try and put it in for us, please. I know we are connected in other ways, but I'd rather just keep things official if you don't mind. Just so it's all good, mate. I'd just rather do this so it's spot on. So if you just add your email, I think you can hide it, but once I've emailed you, you can take it off of YouTube, mate. Right, guys. It's time to get going, and it's time to leave you guys for a couple of days. I will be back either Sunday or Monday. It won't be an airport this big, but it will be just as detailed. We're looking at burning blue designs. Kitty Hawk, which released today. Lovely little airfield. Lovely bits of detail like surrounding mod should be allowed to enter, mate. I understand to a point, but you know, mods get their own luxury, don't they? Sometimes, so I'll reconsider on a later date. But yeah, for this instance, I just I decided not to let mods enter for a couple of reasons, but yeah. Yeah, guys, so I will leave live streaming. I will put that in a bit more in an advanced state soon, so I'll probably try and pre-schedule that in the next couple of hours for obviously Sunday or Monday, so there's a good 24, 48 hours in advance. Thank you everyone that's come in. I appreciate it. It was a bit of a short one, not a short video. It was nearly 2 hours long. It was a bit of a short notice, but yeah, I understand, mate. I don't. Do you know what? To be honest with you, it was deselected in the giveaway thing from last time I did a giveaway. And I'll be totally honest with you, there's no particular reason in my head why I didn't let people enter, but yeah, I'll reconsider it for the next live stream. But yeah, I understand to a point, but I also don't fully know why I didn't let them enter. Anyway, it is what it is. I'll reconsider. I wasn't being a dick of any kind. I wasn't being like, oh, you can't enter because you're a mod. It's just, yeah. Anyway, guys, keep an eye on the channel. I'll be live streaming again soon. That will also have a giveaway in it as well. And just keep an eye out on the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon.